This is Carl Eller, and you're watching the One Bar and Lepagas show.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus show. I am One Bar with Lupagus, and this episode we're going to be talking about, will the Vikings be sellers at the trade deadline now that they're 3-4, and confidence couldn't be lower for Vikings fans.
Confidence is lower. We're all just wallowing in the disgrace that we saw last night. It doesn't feel any better. 12 hours, whatever it is, 14, 16, 18 hours later, still feels like shit. Before we hop in that, be sure to join our Patreon if you haven't done it yet. $2 a month gets you a mystery video. And wait, you know what? We need to have that drawing here soon. Drawing for One Bar and Lupagus swag and a shout out. So $2 a month. Come on.
We'll be doing the drawing on the Wednesday mystery video. So there's still a chance to sneak in and snipe a loyal patronite, and also hashtag 4500 in the comments for a chance to win a wonderful NFL shop gift card when we hit 4,500 subs. Get a shirt for a different team.
Yeah, it may be time to start thinking about that. And will the Vikings be sellers at the trade deadline? That's a big difference. Will they or should they? Will they? Probably not. I think this regime, the coaching staff, the ownership, they think there's a lot of season left, and I'm sure they're still thinking that they're in this thing. They're 3-4 with whatever games left. What is there? 11, 8, 10 games left. 10 games left. So I think they should. I don't think they actually will, though. I don't think they will be.
Well, and the trade deadline is tomorrow, and I believe it's at like 3 Eastern, maybe somewhere in that vicinity. Which is funny because a week ago, Vikings confidence was high. There's people posting articles like, "Hey, they're going to be buyers. They're going to be all in."
No,
time is coming past. But as you say, they're kind of in a weird situation where Zimmer could possibly end up not being back next year. Is he going to be all for it? Just all of a sudden getting rid of some players? Hell no, he's not going to be in for it unless the writing's on the wall. It's going to be interesting. But I agree, they will not be sellers.
Well, unless it's not up to him, and they know they're going to move on, and then they look at Rick Spielman wants to acquire some draft capital, and not that they're going to make a blockbuster trade. These things don't don't happen very often. But you look at what happened in Tennessee. That's a contending team. Derrick Henry goes down. You got Delvin Cook sitting here on a team that's going nowhere, and that's the thing we got to factor in.
Whoa! We got Alexander Madison sitting here. We're not trading Dalvin Cook.
I'm just saying, if you really want to make a splash and get some serious draft capital, if you are going to totally tear this thing down, which you look at the schedule coming up, you're 3-4 right now. You're going to Baltimore. Who's after that? I think we're at LA. So you got a cross-country trip against 2 really good teams. Then you come home and you play the Green Bay Packers. You could be 3-7 here. And so, I mean, if it comes from above, if it's coming from ownership, coming from Rick Spielman, if they're going to stick with him, I think that's the route that could happen. I mean, blockbuster deal, whether it's for Cook, or Cousins going to like Carolina, or these other teams that are shopping for Deshaun Watson. If they're really going to do a total teardown, they need to decide that now and move tomorrow. But again, I don't expect anything to happen.
Yeah, and looking at players that they could actually possibly move, and these aren't players they just get this beautiful big return on either. But it's interesting because on the defensive side of the ball, they have a handful of guys on just these 1-year contracts that someone could be a nice late round pick, a rental. You look at guys like Barr, even Patrick Peterson, who's hurt, Sheldon Richardson, Rashad Breeland. Maybe we could get a used pair of underpants from their punter for him. Nick Vigil, Xavier Woods, Mackenzie Alexander, and even Emerson Griffin. So those are the names that stick out. But also Alexander Madison is a guy that I think would be interesting for a team like the Titans.
Well, definitely. I mean, you can move him. You're not going to get a whole hell of a lot from Madison, but you get something. Emerson Griffin to me is intriguing. He's played very, very well, and a team might actually come out and want him. The other guys you listed, I don't know. I mean, I guess Barr, Vigil maybe have a little bit of appeal. Xavier Woods, I don't think there's a team that's really screaming for safety help, but I mean, Woods was like the one bright spot last night in that game. I mean, he was definitely wanting revenge on the Cowboys. He played very well. Again, I don't know. If they do make a deal, it's going to be probably for one of these second-tier guys like that.
Well, that is a big, very, very big if, because last year the Vikings were 2-5. Everyone was expecting them to unload. They didn't make one damn trade. So if they don't make a trade at 2-5, I highly, highly doubt they're going to make one at 3-4. But there you have it. If you had to predict one guy that would get traded, who would it be?
I feel like Emerson Griffin would get moved, and he's used to it. He's had it. He's been dealt before, and I think teams might actually want him the way he's been playing.
I'm gonna say if anyone got traded, it'd be Sheldon Richardson. I think with the fact that now we're seeing Danielle Hunter could be out for the year. I don't think they could trade Everson Griffin. We don't have any defensive ends.
Well, you could go with the young road, go with the Wanham Jones combination, Willikis, see what they can, really put them through the fire here, see what they got, see what they're made of, check their intestinal fortitude, as used to say back in the wrestling days. But then again, you're kind of conceding the season if you go that route, which I don't think they're going to do.
Yeah, it would be very surprising that everybody agrees. Let us know down below. Do you think they're going to make any moves? Should they make any moves? And who should they ship? And hashtag 4500 and hit up the Patreon page.
And remember this, an octopus has 3 hearts.